What I tell myself is what I am. What I tell myself is what I am. Howdy, partners. I can tell you right now, beyond the shadow of a doubt, that the number one thing that I do for my mental, emotional, social, spiritual, physical, and financial health is the great things I say to and about myself. And we'll talk later about the things I say to other people. I am a confident woman today because 6 years ago, I had cancer and I had a fire in my belly. That's right. I had a burning desire to serve the Lord and change this world. So I had to start talking to myself a different way. You know, back in the day when I was a kid, some people were really mean to me, you know? They said some really mean things. They used to say like, you're worthless, you're fat, you're ugly, you're stupid, you'll never go anywhere in life, you can't do anything right. You know, but all sorts of things like that. But you know, I changed that. Because that's not who I am. I never was that person. You know, I've always been a gorgeous, generous genius. You know? So, every day, this started 6 years ago when I had cancer and I couldn't walk. Every day I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, what I tell myself is what I am. No, I'm just kidding. I just wanted to remind you that what you tell yourself is what you are, or who you are, if you prefer. So when I say I'm gorgeous, I'm generous, I'm a genius, I'm the best wife ever, I started saying this 6 years ago, and it's become more powerful and more potent since then. This is 2019, and all this started in about 2013. And then in 2013, I didn't do it that much because, you know, people were around and family members and stuff, and they kind of picked on me enough already, so I didn't want to give them any more material for their little comedy routines, you know? So now I am the show. I'm the circus myself, all by myself, right? So I started going, and I did little by little. Even when I was at a public restroom, I would go in there, and sometimes I need a pep talk, and so I would go in there and say, you got this, Justice. You know, I talk to myself like a coach would an athlete, because I am an athlete, but I gotta be my own coach too, because you gotta be your own cheerleader, your own coach, everything, because you are the only one that's with you 24/7, you know? So if you're like me and you're crazy with these insane, hairy, audacious goals, as Darren Hardy calls them, well then you gotta be your own, you gotta be your own coach and your own cheerleader, right? So I started saying I'm worth it. I started saying I'm worth it. I'm worth it. And so it kind of like, it started coming out around other people too. And I would say I'm worth it. And they would be like, what? And I said, I'm worth it to eat the healthy food. And they say, what, you're worth it? And I'm like, well, yeah, of course. I mean, so are you, right? And so because I started saying I'm worth it around other people, they loved it. And so at that point, I was only saying I'm worth it. So they started to buy me things. So they were confirming what I was saying to myself. Like, yeah, you are worth it. So later on, you know, we'll get into the story about that later. But right now we're focusing on, we'll get into the story about how I healed of cancer and how I'm Worth It Incorporated came about. But you're worth it. So tell yourself, if that, maybe you don't want to use I'm worth it, maybe you don't want to say that, but go in the mirror, whatever it is, write it down, the things that you want to say. You know what, do me a favor, comment and tell me the things that you believe about yourself, or the things that you want to believe, the person that you want to be in the future. You know, like, I'm the world's greatest drummer, or I am the world's greatest basketball player. Whatever, just send me a comment and tell me what it is, and then I want you to come back here and keep talking to me and tell me how it's going, all right? What I tell myself is what I am. The most important things that you need to put in your body is your thoughts and the words that you say to yourself okay, and others, because you're worth it, okay? So what you tell yourself is who you are. So tell yourself some good things, comment what you're saying to yourself below, the good things, and let's check back with each other, because you're worth it.
Leap, and the net with a peer. Speak, I overcame my fear. Leap, and the net with a peer. Speak, I overcame